Hello, we are from Group 2. I'm Syihabudin Abdul Ali.
And I'm Tirta Ulum.
And I'm Marco.
And we are going to present our final project of critical analysis of an analytical exposition text. Please enjoy. Levels of forever chemicals in dolphins and whales are rising globally. Whales and dolphins inhabit some of the largest and seemingly most pristine environments on Earth, from tropical coastlines to Antarctic waters. Yet, even they cannot escape PFAS, persistent forever chemicals that leak from our homes, factories, and waterways into the sea. Forever chemicals are the secret ingredients in our non-stick pans, waterproof jackets, and stain-resistant carpets. These chemicals belong to a group of more than 1,400 compounds known as PFAs, per and polyfluoroalkyl substance. They enter the environment they enter the environment through manufacturing waste, industrial runoff, wastewater treatment plants, and firefighting foams. But once these chemicals escape our homes and factories, they become almost impossible to get rid of. Washed into waterways, they make their way into the sea. Small organisms absorb them from the water. Fish eat those organisms, and larger predators eat the fish. At each step, the chemical load increases. As top predators, whales and dolphins can end up with very high levels in their bodies. Not even deep diving species living and feeding far from humans are safe. In our new research, we found PFAS concentration in cetaceans have increased globally since 2000. Animals in the Pacific Oceans were the most contaminated, with humpback dolphins showing the highest PFAS concentrations. These mammals are sentinels of ocean health. They sit high in the food web, live for many years, and are exposed to pollution across large areas of the ocean. When whales and dolphins show signs of chemical exposures, it tells us something is wrong in the wider marine ecosystem.
We are worried about powerful chemicals. Many of these chemicals have been in use for decades. Their sheer durability and ability to resist heat, air, and water make them very useful. Sci- Scien- Scientists have grown increasingly concerned about them because they persist for decades and build up over them in our own bodies as well as in wildlife in and the broader environment. The key concern is what these chemicals may be doing to the animals that accumulate them. Research in humans and laboratory animals in links PFES to immune suppression, hormonal change, reproductive problems, and developmental effects. But we don't yet have enough research to understand how different PFES compounds and level of exposure affect health. Understanding these impacts in whales and dolphins is harder still. Marine mammals are long-lived, highly mobile, and exposed to many human made problems at once, from climate change to noise pollution to other contaminants. Even though there are warning signs, some dolphin studies have reported change in immune-related markers associated with PFES exposure. How do you test a well for forever chemicals? For humans, testing BFES levels is usually done with a blood test. It is not as simple for whales and dolphins. It is extremely difficult to take blood samples from marine mammals in the wild. Scientists, scientists often rely on tissue samples from dead animals, particularly from the liver and kidney, where many PFES compounds then to accumulate. These samples are analyzed in specialized laboratories capable of detecting tiny concentration of individual PFES compounds. This is why scientists have been measuring PFES in whales and dolphins for decades. Each study added another piece to the puzzle, showing that chemicals were present in different species, population, and oceans. Our study took a step back and looked at the global picture. We compared PFES data from cetaceans worldwide, focusing on liver samples because they are the most commonly available tissue type, allowing us to compare studies across species and regions.
What did we find? Okay, we found PFAS contamination different substantial across species, location, sex, age, and time. So the highest uh, concentration tended to be found in coastal dolphin and porpoises, suggesting animals living near urban and industrial areas face greater exposure. Cetaceans in the Pacific had higher levels than other oceans. This is likely due to high industrial activity and an extent of historic PFAS production in coastal regions. Thermal whales and dolphins can transfer forever chemicals during pregnancy nursing nursing. This means the carcass can be exposed to concerning level of PFAS at a very early age. So males often end up with higher levels than females overall, as they cannot transfer these chemicals to their young. There are some large gaps in global uh, data. We call it, which means we don't fully know the extent of PFAS contamination in contentions of India, Indonesia, and part of Africa. Okay, one important question remains about the effect of forever chemical on whales and dolphins. The widespread contamination with we ourselves is a real concern. We need to continue to monitoring while stranger relation and working to reduce PFAS flows into the environment. So, how stories show global action and harmful chemicals work after it became clear Earth protective ozone layer was being eating away. The nation agreed to push out a chemical responsible the ozone layers. It's no recovery. The European Union moving on bans some PFAS. So components compounds 20 years ago. Our study found a lower level of some legacy PFAS. Um, uh, Legacy of PFAS and component in the Mediterranean Mediterranean Sea. A pattern that might reflect the effect of regulation dispositive, but not sufficient give overall PFAS levels. Wallace and Dolphin have increased globally over time. The the EU is now moving to better regulate this class of forever chemicals. Okay, forever chemicals are one of the defining pollution challenge of our time. The more we understand and how these chemicals accumulate in whales and dolphins, the better equipped we will be to reduce future contamination and protect marine ecosystem. What ends up in the ocean does not simply disappear, and neither do PFAS. This article bears on collaborates with that also included Livingstone University of Wollongong, the Junior de Araujo National uh, Measurement Institute, and growing and Gavin Stevenson National Measurement Institute.
Text analysis. Number one topic. This article examines the global risk of forever chemicals, PFAS in dolphins and whales, exploring the implications of this contamination for ocean health and the urgent need for better environment policy. Main idea: the study highlights that the PFAS contamination in cetaceans has been increasing since 2000, particularly among coastal and Pacific populations because these animals are long-lived apex predators. Their high chemical levels serve as a warning sign for broader marine pollution, suggesting that we need stricter global regulations.
Okay, the next number three, generic structure. Thesis. Wallace and Dolphin act as a sentinel of ocean's health. Even in remote area, they are accumulation rising levels of PFAS. The next arguments, PFAS persistent and bioaccumulate through the food chain. So contamination level vary by location, age, and sex, with the coastal and Pacific species facing the highest risks. So the registration conclusion, the widespread presence of this chemical is a serious issue that demands immediate action. We need a continuous monitoring and tighter registration. Uh, the history of ozone depleting chemical promote that global bonds can be effective. PFAS do not simply disappear. So what we release into the environment eventually finds its way into the ocean.
Number four, outdoor sports season. The outdoor strongly advocates for stricter global religions on ongoing monitoring of PFAS. There is a clear sense of consent regarding of the current state of contamination, but the author remains optimistic that the policy change can reverse the trend, drawing a parallel to successful ozone protection efforts.
5. Supporting evidence. Research findings. New research shows that PFAS levels in cetaceans have risen globally since 2000, with humpback dolphins showing the highest concentration. Bioaccumulation. The text explains how these chemicals move from small organisms up to fish and finally to top predators, where they accumulate in organs like the liver and kidneys. Health concerns. Studies on humans and lab animals link PFAS to immune suppression and reproductive issues, and similar immune marker change are beginning to appear in dolphin studies. Observed patterns. Coastal dolphins and porpoise are the most affected. Additionally, males generally have higher levels than females, as females transfer some of the chemicals to their calves through nursing. Policy success. The author points to the Europe ban on certain chemicals 20 years ago, which led to lower levels of legacy in PFAS in the Mediterranean, proving that regulation works.
B. Reading comprehension questions. Loads, lower order thinking skills, essay questions. Number one. What is the definition of forever chemicals PFES as explained by the authors in the next? Answer as explained by the authors forever chemicals or formerly known as per and polyfluoroalkyl substance PFES are synthetic chemicals that are highly processed in the ability to bioaccumulate through the marine food web eventually reaching high concentrations in the bodies of apex predators like whales and dolphins. Number two, according to the article, in which marine species have the chemicals been found to be increasing? Answer. According to the article, these forever chemicals have been found to be increasing globally in marine mammals, specifically in dolphins and whales, because these animals are as apex predators within the marine food web. They are significantly affected by the bioaccumulation of these chemicals. Hurts higher older thinking skills aside questions. Number three. Based of the evidence provided, to what extent can we conclude that these chemicals are harming the long-term survival of whales and dolphins? Answer. The evidence strongly suggests that the PFES pose a severe threat to the long-term survival of whales and dolphins, since these substances are classified as highly persistent forever chemicals. They do not break down and remain in the environment indefinitely as apex predators, whales, and dolphins ingest these chemicals through their prey throughout their entire lifespans, leading to significant accumulation will likely cause chronic. Number four. What assumptions does the author make regarding the biological impact of PFES on marine life? Answer. The author operators under the assumption that there is a direct negative correlation between the presence PFES and the biological fitness of marine mammals. The author takes for granted that the accumulation of these chemicals in the tissues of whales and dolphins as an active driver of health deterioration. We emphasizing that these chemicals are toxic and highlighting their rising global levels. The author implies that this exposure will inevitably lead to negative health outcomes for the species, even without providing specific mortality studies.
Okay, the next number five. Do you agree that stronger global regulation on PFAS necessary? To me, uh, this answer yes, I agree about this term become PFAS are long-lasting chemical that can harm both human and animals. Stronger regulation can help reduce population, uh, reduce population and protect marine ecosystem for future generation. And number six, in your opinions, which piece of evidence in the text the most convoying and why? Uh, in my opinions, the most convincing evidence is the research showing that PFES con- concentration have increased increased globally since 2000. This evidence is PFES based on scientific data, date, and report the author argument clearly. And number seven, what action can governments and individuals take to reduce PFAS population in the future? Answer, I think government can create stricter regulation on PFAS use and improve environment monitoring. Individuals can reduce the use of products containing PFAS and support environmentally friendly practice. So that
Question number 8. What might happen to PFAS levels in Mediterranean Cetacean if the Europe expands its PFAS ban to all 1,400 compounds? The answer, lower levels of legacy PFAS already appear in the Mediterranean after partial bans. In the ban, if the ban expands to all PFAS, levels should decline over time as inputs stop and existing chemicals slowly degrade or dilute. However, decline may be slow due to persistence and continued global inputs from regions without bans. Question number 9. Why scientists use whales and dolphins as sentinels of ocean health rather than testing small fish directly? Answer. Whales and dolphins are top predators, long-lived and highly mobile. PFAS will accumulate up the food chain, so levels in cetaceans reflect contaminations across entire marine food webs and large ocean areas. Testing small fish only show local short-term exposure. Cetaceans integrate exposure over years and space, making them better indicators of ecosystem-wide pollution trends. Number 10. Do you think the current PFA's research on marine mammals is going well? Why? The answer, no, I don't think so. Because there are many limitations, such as health effects are poorly understood because marine mammals are long-lived, mobile, and face multiple stressors. Data gaps exist for regions like India, Indonesia, Africa. Samplings relies on dead animals, limiting real-time monitoring, and researchers don't know how different PFAS compounds or doses affect health. These gaps hinder risk assessment.
Reading skills and strategies. Number one, using scanning to look for keywords of the specific terms such as PFES ES or for chemicals. Then look for explanatory process. Number one. Number two. We out we utilize scanning to look at the title because the most important subjects are mentioned in the headline. Number three. Be inferring the evidence about PFES accumulation and understanding its possible long-term effects on walls and turbines. Number four, we got the answer. Be inferring the other ideas and understanding the message that is implied in the text rather than directly stated.
Okay, the next number five. We found the answer by reviewing the author arguments and evidence. Then forming our own opinion based on the information in the text. Number six, we found the answer by comparing the evidence in the text and choosing the one that best support the main argument. The next, number seven, we identified the answer from the solution suggested in the text and the practical action that can be taken to reduce PFAS pollution in the future.
Number 8. By using cause and effect analysis of the observed pattern, lower levels of some legacy PFAS compounds in Mediterranean Sea after the Europe's partial ban. From that trend, we predicted further decline if bans expand, while noting persistence and global inputs may slow it down. Number 9. We found from the statement of the text that whales and dolphins sit high in the food web, live for many years, and exposed to pollution across large areas. Combined with the explanation of bioaccumulation, we inferred why they are better indicators than small fish. Number 10. By identifying supporting details listed by the author's statements, we don't have yet enough research. Marine mammals are long-lived, highly mobile. There are large gaps in the global datasets for India, Indonesia, Africa, and samplings relies on dead animals. Reflection. We encountered some challenge while doing this project. For example, keeping the answers strictly tied to the text without adding outside facts was the main one. The PFS article had a lot of technical detail, so we had to separate what was explicitly stated from what could be reasonably inferred for the hot answer.
Reading strategies that were most useful for us. Number one, cost effects analysis. Number two, inferring. Number three, identifying. By following low PVES no- novel through the food web and when Seekers helped with the questions.
We also learn from the activity that good hearts question force you to move beyond summary. The most useful skill was connecting scattered piece of evidence to build new answer uh, rather than just quoting, also being explicit about what the text does not say in just as important as what it does.
That's all from us. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.
Goodbye.